Are you ready to go through all these palettes? It's 33 palettes, Bun. She doesn't care. Hello, welcome to my channel. It is time to make America goth again. I want to get into this video right away because we have a lot to do. Holy crap, this is a lot of palettes. I did actually pull out 33 of my favorite palettes that are all kind of either gothy colors. Here they are. We have 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, 3 here. I have more than this. I have more. I have more than that. I was gonna do 66 of my favorite goth palettes and I'm like, no, people are gonna think I'm really baddie then. So hi, I'm Mare. This is Nightmare Bliss. I am an elder goth and I'm a retired makeup artist, esthetician, nail tech, and hairstylist. And now I live up on a mountain in the middle of nowhere where I do all that for YouTube because it's more fun living out in the middle of nowhere with my dogs. Still a little weird not being in a city even after 14 years. There are things I miss. I am also a professional dog groomer. Been doing that for over a decade, and before that I was a hairstylist, so it made the dog grooming thing very seamless. And I find dog grooming so much more fun and rewarding than doing people hair, believe it or not. Let's get into this. I have a special candle and I have so many palettes here that I have lost my lighter. Oh, there it is. This is one of my favorites, Gothic Cathedral. Oh my god, I haven't lit it because all I do is open it and smell it. The twisted faces of gargoyles greet you as you approach the ornate cathedral. Sharp archways filled with stained glass reflect intricate patterns on the stone floor as you step back in time. Notes of patchouli, insect smoke billowing from an ornate thurible, fire blaze sugar, and earthly vetiver. So basically, it smells like a Gothic cathedral, which is awesome. I don't know how they did it. This is probably, next to Blood Moon, I would say Gothic Cathedral is honestly, by Mythology Candles, I'll put a link below, the most goth smelling candle I own. And I absolutely am crazy about it. Let's get into the palettes now, because one thing I want to mention, back when I was a young goth child, a gothling, if you will, there were no palettes like this. There was nothing. Really, there was nothing. There was Hard Candy, but it was an indie brand, and I could only get it at Showtime Clothing in Detroit. Shout out Dan, Showtime Clothing in Detroit on Woodward. I've been going there forever. And Noir Leather. I know Keith from Noir Leather. I was 16 years old, I think, when I started going into Noir Leather or something in Royal Oak, Michigan. And that was like the only places you could get any kind of makeup that wasn't drugstore makeup. Nothing was goth back then. You had to just basically go and buy Maybelline black eyeliners and do the best you could with it. If you could even find a black eyeshadow. Back then, I couldn't even find black eyeshadow. So what I would do is go out at Halloween and I would stock up on all the Halloween makeup, and then I would just wear it all year round. Now I don't have to do that anymore because here are 33 palettes that are mostly indie brands. Very excited. I will have to put a full list down below with all the links to all of the palettes that I could find. I think all of them are still available. Some of them were limited editions. I tried not to include things that were limited editions or unavailable anymore, but a few of them I just had to include even though you can't still get them because they're so good and I just wanted to share them. First off, we'll start with that. These came out last year, and this was the Poison Shot collection from BH Cosmetics. Now we're going to start with the ones that are not the indie brand makeups that are like owned by one or two people and small brands. This is Absinthe and Venom. I haven't even opened this, but let me turn my ring light down. This is Venom. Femme Fatale is not quite as purpley as it looks here. I haven't unwrapped it yet. I actually have been holding on to this one because I really like it. But the shades are Fangs, Slithering, Bad Blood, Deadly Bite, Under the Skin, Silent Killer, Viper Tracks, Femme Fatale, and Biter. I love Biter. Biter's a great shade. That one right there. I'm just starting out with these. I don't know. You might be able to still find them on like Mercari and places like that. Wait until you see Absinthe though. Absinthe is this is again, the Poison Shot collection, and I got almost all of them. They were so good and they were so reasonable. So it says Seeing Visions. What does Venom say? Venom says Take a Bite. So vampire people, hello, great palette. Also, these make great contours and blush shades. Look at Absinthe. Oh. Okay, I know you're going, it's not like all black and gray goth, but I love to do this like black and green, and obviously with my hair. Hold on, I'm going to pause and we're going to change the lighting a little because I think it's too bright in here and I want you to see these a little bit better. Be right back. Have some Absinthe. Okay, I think I've come up with a solution. My box lights are on, My side warm lights are on, but my ring light is off, and now you can see this a little bit better. And let me show you Venom again too, just because, and not that you can, if you can find these, great. This Venom one I really love. That one's really cool. So that's those two. I think you can still get this one. This is Blowin' Smoke by Colourpop. This is a Goth Perfect palette right here. It's very, very reasonable. Just checked, and yes, this is on Colourpop, Blowin' Smoke. It's $14, which is really reasonable. They're small pans, but this is one of Colourpop's, I think, better formulas when they came out with these. This is the plastic container. It's not the cardboard one. I'm not going to be swatching everything, clearly. There's 33. Okay, this is another one I debated about showing, but I have a reason I'm showing you this one. I got this on sale after Halloween. This is Makeup Revolution London, which is kind of a, I don't want to say cheap brand, but a lesser, you know, not fancy, whatever, bougie brand, not indie. You know, Makeup Revolution, they're everywhere. There's tons of Makeup Revolution stuff. And they have a million different brands in their line. But I saw this Forever Flawless Into the Night, and I freaked out. Because I was like, and it's cruelty-free and vegan. So are those other ones. Look at the front, first of all. Ooh. And this is metal. So you better believe I am keeping this box just to display. But look at the castle on the front and the bats. Now, are you ready to see this? You would never think this is a Makeup Revolution palette. And it has bat pressings. Let me turn it this way so you can see them. Okay, so yeah, there's these couple little light colors, but nice range of, it is darker than it is reading on camera, but this black that's in here, just called Gothic, there's a black shade called Gothic from Makeup Revolution. Who knew? Keep an eye out at places like Makeup Revolution and Beauty Bay. Beauty Bay is another good one. I almost showed the Book of Magic palette. So what you want to do is look on Beauty Bay, even Colourpop. You can look for Halloween palettes from all these brands, and then after Halloween you get them on sale, and they're like really cheap. I mean, honestly, I think this was like $5 when I got it, and I'm like, oh, gimme. I also got, I didn't include it in the 33, but here's an honorable mention. This is the Corpse Bride palette that Makeup Revolution did. How cool is this? The design in the box is like beautiful. The colors are not very gothy, but I got it for the packaging, I gotta admit. Makeup Revolution. Who knew? This is an old one, and you're gonna be able to tell because I have used the crap out of it. It's pretty messy. Yes, it's pinky and red, but it's kind of grungy reds, if that's a thing. And of course I had to include it because it's called She's in Parties. One of my all-time favorite songs of my entire life, She's in Parties by Bauhaus. When Melt Cosmetics did the She's in Parties palette, I did a look with it. It's on my Instagram back somewhere a couple years ago. I have to do another look with this. I think you might still be able to get that, but I'm not sure. Okay, this one's very expensive, I'm gonna warn you, and hard to get. But I had to put it in here. This is Adept Cosmetics. Now, Adept is an indie brand, and this is called the Amunet New palette. Any good goth will tell you they're into Egyptian stuff, right? We love the Egyptian stuff. At least I do. And this is, again, way darker than it's reading on camera. If I hold it like this, you can kind of get a better, I mean, in regular light without my box lights on, this is really dark. The shades are really, really, really pretty, and I hate that they're reading so light on camera because they are really dark. Okay, we're swatching Anubis because you have to see this. I'm going to swatch Horus, and you'll see why this is kind of a gothy palette. And I'm going to swatch Ra. That's Ra right there. And look at that multi-chrome. And this one in the middle is Horus. I love that one. These are three of my favorite shades. I'm going to do, I said I wasn't good. Okay. Hello. Am I right? Hello. Look at these. Look at that multi-chrome. So don't tell me that those aren't gothy looking shades. Those are some moody, moody shades, especially Ra. They're known for their multi-chromes. These are pretty expensive. They're more expensive palettes. I'm going to do this one on my hand. But Ra is supposed to be, it's almost like a scarab beetle kind of thing. See, it's got like the red and the green and the gold in it. I'm kind of picking it up a little bit. If you can ever get your hands on Amunet New, beautiful palette. I haven't played with it nearly enough. I've used a few of the shades. I think this one's gonna stay out. This one I have actually worn. Wicked Sisters Querida. And this is a Morticia Adams inspired palette. Wicked Sisters is an indie brand. They're in New Orleans. We love them. Big fan, huge fan. They're very witchy themed. I made a little bit of a mess out of this palette, but here are the shades. And Querida. Again, looking a little bright, but it does not read or come off as bright. Macabre is probably, I'm going to swatch this just because it's my favorite color in here. It is really dark, so it's right there. This dark one. And I said Macabre is like one of the prettiest, super, super dark, almost like a brown plum. It's just such a cool shade though. It's right there. And again, there's Ra for an Adept. And that is Macabre. Garden is really pretty too. Like a metallic. That one's really nice. I'm like, I'm not going to swatch everything. Proceeds to swatch everything. So yeah, there's a lot of pinks in here, but you can do a lot with the reds. Eye of Newt is really nice. Witch and Baking Powder right here. Great shades. They're almost like the Goth Neutrals. We love a Goth Neutral. That I believe you can still get, but it is a limited edition. New brand. Not been around that long. They've come out with, I think, 3 or 4 palettes now. Wicked Widow. And we love the cover. This is the Revelation palette. Now, you might be surprised that I'm putting this in the Gothy palettes. They did the Edward Scissorhands palette, too, which is gorgeous. For me, this is what I like to call Goth Neutrals. The thing about this palette is there are a lot of shades that it's like Death, Creed, Saint, Ashes, Divine, Repent, Grave, Spirit, Crucifix, Sacred, Holy, Prophecy, Angelic, Cathedral, Existence. And this is what I like to call a Goth Neutrals palette. Some of these make really, really great contour shades. Also, you can get a really nice, like, deathly pallor type of look going on with some of these. This is Sacred right here, and Repent is this crazy red metallic. So you see where I'm going with my goth palettes. It's not going to all be black and gray, black and gray. I love doing the purple grays and the blood reds, and I love a scarab beetle green kind of color, things like that, the multi-chromes. Speaking of some colors, this is possibly my favorite, one of my favorite artwork covers of any palette. This is Urban Myth. Urban Myth is by Black Moon Cosmetics. A lot of you probably know this one. I freaking love the cover. I saved the box that goes over this because the box is so cool looking. And the mirror is a UFO. And here are the shades. And you could tell I've used this green one a lot. I've used this one a lot. Love the purples. Love the reds. Bigfoot and Bloody Mary are just like two of the best. Bloody Mary right here, and this is Bigfoot. Look at that. Oh, see, now this is already looking like a gothy arm here. You may or may not use the blues, but I don't know. I've done some really cool blue and black gothic looks too. So love Urban Myth by Black Moon. If you can still get it, I think it's still available. Don't quote me. I'm not sure. I would be in big trouble if I did not include this. Because look at the cover. This is Alien Cosmetics, aka Unearthly Cosmetics now. Used to be Alien Cosmetics, now they're Unearthly. And this is the Hauntingly Glamourous palette. Alien and, well, Unearthly Cosmetics, but at the time it was Alien and Sidney Nicole. And if you know Sidney Nicole, this is the palette that she did with Alien. There are little ghosts on it. And here are the shades. And the pressings are just, I've used this palette, but little headstones, little ghosts, headstones and ghosts and headstones and ghosts. This just doesn't even do this palette justice. These reds are phenomenal. This shade is so nice. You can get this really deep in like a crease or underneath. It's called Seance Weather. Oh my God, we're not even through 10 of them yet. Rebel Rouge Labs, indie brand, one person, awesomeness, awesomeness. Okay, so let me show you the cover first. This was the Howlin' For You. This came out, I think, last Halloween-ish. And there's the cover. Rebel Rouge also did an 80s themed, like 80s and 90s themed palettes and stuff. And then she did one called Gods and Monsters that I love, and I love the movie Gods and Monsters. If you don't know about it, go look it up. It's out there. Now here's the cover. Oh my God. Is this not like the coolest cover you've ever seen? There's nothing I don't love about this cover. I never even use this because I'm like, it's too pretty, but I'm going to be using this soon. Here are the shades. And keep in mind, came out at Halloween, has a little bit of a Halloween-y feel. I had to buy it. It had an orange. It has a bright, crazy orange called Zoinks. Beast really stands out. It's right there. And Zoinks is crazy. Zoinks is a super, super bright orange. And I mean bright orange. If you're going for the Halloween thing, bright orange. Abyss is a beautiful, dark, dark metallic green. I love that shade. Look at that. One swipe. You'll notice that these Indie Cosmetics also very, very, very pigmented. Rebel Rouge Labs sells on, well, was on Etsy, but I think Rebel Rouge Labs now has a website, but I will put a link below. I'll put a list of all my palettes and links to everything. It might take me a little while, so if you're watching this and all the links aren't there, like right now, this is going to be a lot to look up and put all the links, but I'm going to work on it. I'm going to do maybe 10 at a time or 12 at a time. I'll have them done in the next 24 to 48 hours. Some of them may not be available, but I'm still going to put the links to the companies because the indie companies, even though they might not have the palette that I show you, I'm putting them in here because they're great companies. This one I don't think you can get, but I had to put it in. This is the Baleful Bog. Now, this brand is Dandelions. Dandelions I learned about from Amy Loves Makeup. And I went on Amy Loves Makeup and I saw the Dandelions palettes, all handmade, hand-pressed, and this is the Baleful Bog. I love the darkness of this palette. The only two bright pops of color are this really metallic red and this metallic purple. And this thing, it's like the color of my Jeep. But I'm trying to hold it this way so my box lights don't hit it. But you can see how like dark it is. It's a very dark, you know, kind of grungy palette. I can't even say enough about this palette. I've used it. I love it. Really, really cool shades in here. Need to use this more too. I got this I believe it was last October I got this one. Usually Dandelions is another handmade palette, you know, handmade cosmetics company. One person, he does all the makeup, he creates everything, he creates the color stories, he tests them all. All of these brands too, look them up on Instagram. If I can, it'll be a lot for me to put everyone's Instagram links, but I will try. Okay, moving on. That was our first 10. Let's get a drink. That was our first 10. Only 23 to go. We're going to go a little faster. Some of these are smaller and I'm not going to keep swatching. Darcy! Shout out to Darcy at Saints, Angels, Sinners. She did a little palette. She sells on Etsy. Look up Saints, Angels, Sinners on Instagram. She is so great. She's so supportive of indie makeup community, indie artists, small creators. She's a huge supporter of everyone. She's great. Love her. She's in New York, so she's not that far from me. So I picked this one because this is the Over the Moon palette. I love this palette. Oh my god, I love it so much. I'm going to do a full line thing of all the Saints, Angels, Sinners palettes I have soon because I have so many of them. But this one, she named the colors after the moons. Wolf Moon, Hare Moon, Mead Moon, Harvest Moon, Hay Moon, and Cold Moon. And here are the shades. Not super gothy color story, but I love the whole idea of having them named after the different moons. And again, if I kind of try to shield this a little, these are deeper than they look. Her formula, her formulas are just absolutely amazing. Now, if I do this, if I do these shades, you'll be like, okay, I can see how that's a little gothy. I'm going to do them right here. There you go. They're very muted. They're kind of muted shades. That is Wolf Moon, Hay Moon, and Mead Moon. Now watch this. This is Hare Moon. Oh, look at that metallic. Oh my god. So I love anything moon. I have tattoos of moons on me. I have the tarot card of the moon. on my shoulder that I got when I was, oh God, in my early 20s. Oh, no, maybe I was 19 or 20. So I love this, Saints, Angels, Sinners. And I don't know if you can still get this one, but still check out Saints, Angels, Sinners. Darcy is always coming out with new palettes, like all the time. This is a brand that is very new to me. And I saw this dark glamour and I was like, And this is by Makeup Maniacs from Toledo, Ohio, of all places. Indie company from Toledo, not far from my oldie hometown stomping grounds of Detroit. Wait until you see this dark glamour palette. If you just want a few colors and a simple little palette, this is your girl. Dark glamour. That's it. 6 shades, 6 pan, Half Moon, Mosh, Elixir, Huntress, Grunge, and Venom. Grunge I've already used. It has a little bit of a topper kind of feel to it. See, it's kind of just like shimmery. It has color to it, but not a lot. It's right here. It's really light, but it looks great over Venom, which is this black right at the bottom here. Huntress is beautiful. Elixir is beautiful. Half Moon and Mosh, you might be like, but Half Moon is great for lightening up the brow bone. Just saying. So Dark Glamour, great little 6 pan from Makeup Maniacs. Next, I would also be remiss if I did not include Lovelace Cosmetics. You know them, you love them. A lot of people know Lovelace Cosmetics. I so want to be a rep for them or have a PR thing with them. I love Lovelace Cosmetics. Vegan, cruelty-free. This is good for 24 months. And this was my first palette I got from Lovelace. The Blood Countess. There's the cover. Look at that. Stunning. And, I have to peel the thing off because I just got this not too long ago. There are the shades. And you have all the vampire bloody red shades that you could possibly ever want. I've been wanting to do a look with this, but then I did my hair green, and now I feel like if I do this all red look with the green hair, I'm gonna have to wear a wig because I'm gonna look like Christmas. It's another thing I don't like about the green hair right now. So Blood Countess, Lovelace Cosmetics. This one, unfortunately, you cannot get anymore, but this is probably one of my all-time favorite palettes. I wish this was made year-round all the time. Another indie brand from North Carolina, I believe. This is the Potion palette from Black Moxie Cosmetics. Black Moxie has a great palette that they came out with also called Sweet Nightmare that is all purples. But look at the Potion palette. I freaked the first time I used this. Darker and grungier than it reads on camera. The red is what got me. This red, I've never seen. I actually wrote to her, I'm like, I've never seen a red like that in my life. That's the red. You find me a better matte red than that right there. Look at that. That is one of the most beautiful matte reds I've ever seen in my entire life. Very grungy, very dark. Don't tell me that this ain't a goth palette when you can do this kind of thing with it. Stop. So that's Black Moxie Potion. Good luck finding it. It was, she does limited edition. She does a certain number of palettes and then that's it. That's why you need to follow these indie makeup brands. Also, there's on Instagram, you can follow the Indie Mood. And there's Indie Makeup Hotspot is another one. That's how I find a lot of these. Oh, this one. When I used this year, this is the Collective Cosmetics. This is called In My Mind's Eye eyeshadow palette. Now, these are all hand-pressed as well. These are hand-pressed. And look at this. I said when I got this palette, I was like, oh my God, where has this palette been my whole life? And when I was a gothy kid, where was this palette? Because these shades are so freaking moody. This is the blackest black I've ever seen in my life. The purple's great. The red I really used a lot of. It's like mashed down, this red right here. Again, you can tell I like my reds and my purples and my blacks. So that's the kind of thing that's going on in this palette. I believe this is still available. I love everything about this palette. Again, Alien, you'll see them a lot. No, I think, is this the last Alien palette? Oh no, it isn't. Alien / now Unearthly Cosmetics. Again, I'm going to keep saying that because I want to hammer it home that don't look for Alien Cosmetics, look for Unearthly Cosmetics. This was, I believe, their last release is Alien Cosmetics. and it's called In the Dark. And I love this. It's very reminiscent of, kind of has the feel of the Revelation palette and the cover of the Makeup Revolution palette. But this one, wait until you see these shades. Grungy, grungy, grungy. Pop of blue called Paranormal, but preternatural, obscure shadows in the dark ascend, numinous and illusion. And these are some grungy, grungy, deep shades. This shade Shadows, I would say, would make the best goth contour of all time. Goth contour, goth highlighter. But if you take out this blue especially, like this is a pretty grungy palette. Shadows is the all-time best contour of all time. It is right here. So In the Dark, Alien Cosmetics. This was a limited edition box. Don't know if you can find this anywhere. You could try Mercari. Love it though. I got this. It came with the lipsticks. It came in a limited edition box, a collector's box. I couldn't pass it up. I had to get it. If you have not seen Baby Bat Beauty, y'all missing out. This is the Knox palette. I just got this. I had actually bought Baby Bat Beauty before, but I only bought the singles from them. And I have the magnetic palette, which you'll see at the end of this video. I'm going to show you my custom palette with all my singles in it. But this is called the Knox palette. I just got this recently. It says Behold the Beauty of the Night on the side. And this one is going to be so fun to play with. I can't wait to try this. The shades are Fang, Stake, Glamour, Bitten, Silver Dagger, Immortal, Seduction, Bloodlust, Holy Water, and Undead. Are you ready? Ooh. Nice. Again, not as bright. Everything reads really bright on my camera. I'm trying to hold it back here. My ring light is off. So I think it's my box lights. I don't want to turn those off though, because then we are totally in the dark. But see how close I can get with this. And those two, really beautiful. And your reds. Really looking forward to playing with this palette. Have not tried it yet. I've used the Baby Bat Singles eyeshadows. I can't wait to try it. Okay, I'm going to pause for a minute, and I think I need to wash my hands. Because A, I'm running out of space, and B, I'm running out of space. And I'm picking up palettes, and I'm getting stuff all over them. I will be right back with this one. I am back. Now we're heading into some cool ones here. VE Cosmetics. VE, VE, and VE. My three favorites from them, and yes, I have more. VE is always vegan and cruelty free. There are so many things I love about this brand. I can't even go into them all in this video. Go to their website, that'll be at some point below, or just look up VE as in vegan cosmetics. This is a smaller one. It's a 9-pan. It says around the mirror, it has a saying. It says, I hold all the acceptance I will ever need. Look in the mirror and repeat this once a day. And what I like about the names of the shades are the only validation you should seek is your own. And here's the palette. And it has the VE pressing. I love this bottom row. Okay, so this is the Spellbound palette. Haven't used this one yet. I got this one not too long ago. Been dying to try it. I suggest if you're going to do an order from VE, save some money up and do a big order, because the shipping from England is a little bit more expensive. So I try to buy 2 or 3 things at a time if I can. This is the Grimoire palette, Witchcraft on the back. If you want the gothiest of all goth palettes, I think Grimoire might be it. Here it is. And I call this palette Jeffree Star Cremated Palette Eat Your Heart Out, because I think this is so far superior in so many ways. You have this whole row of like every shade of black you could possibly want. So what it says, I'll read it to you. You are magic, believe in yourself, do no harm, embrace light, accept darkness, create balance. Create and balance are the greens that are down here, these two. But oh my god, this is just one of the best palettes ever. I have used this one. I really like it. Love this palette. Can highly recommend. Also, you can feel good about using it because one of the most ethical brands. And then this is a newer one. This is Alice Bazaar. who you may or may not know, but Alice Bizarre says, welcome to the Bizarre World of Alice, one of our longest running VE family members. Alice is a mother, our muse, and queen of darkness and light. We adore her and think her creativity needs to be celebrated, so we asked her to create a color story and concept for us, and here it is in your hands to love just as much as we love her. So this is the Alice Freak Show palette, and I love that it is the dark Freak Show, and what a gorgeous color story. I think if I created a color story, this would be my color story as well. But look at that bright green in the middle. You can do so much with this. Have not played with this yet. I don't know if it's still available. I don't know if you can still get it, but I'm afraid to use it because if they don't make it anymore and I go through this, I'm going to cry. Let's keep going. What are we almost halfway through? Where do I start with this palette? When this came out, last Halloween-ish time around, it was like, how does anyone top this? And I think I even said this when I got this palette. I said, how does anyone top this? So the destination is medieval Europe. The coordinates, haunted castles and eerie forests. The inspiration is dark fairy tales. Picturesque European landscapes dotted with Gothic castles and mysterious forests beckon you to experience the dark fairy tales and medieval myths swirling across the continent. Over the centuries, enthralling and ghoulish stories were passed down from villager to villager, creating the legendary fables that both harrow and entertain us still today. The spooky fortresses, haunted by unsettled spirits and eerie backwoods full of fantastical creatures, invite you to be on the hunt to discover Europe's most spectacular scary tales. Intensely rich and delightfully lavish eyeshadows, formulated with extra fine pigments, infused with bilberry seed to help restore skin for crease-proof color, 9 ravishing mattes and 9 picturesque shimmers, inspired by the dark fairy tales of medieval Europe. It is the Nomad Haunted Europe palette. This is the box. And you're like, ooh, cool. And here's the colors. And you go, ooh, spooky. And then you open it. And that's the cover. They did like one of those 3D scary shifty cover things that is so freaking cool. Oh my god. She's got like the, hopefully you can see it okay, she's like got the red veil and holding the skull. She's like, normal, red veil and skull. Normal, red veil and skull. Oh my god, it's me. And here she is. I cannot even bear to like try to use this. Their pressings and Nomad are always over the top. There's like coffins with crosses on them. There's castles. There's headstones. Here are the shades. And let me turn it this way so you can see the pressings. And colorful, but not like so colorful. Like especially this side, these purpley muted shades. It's got color to it, but it's got enough depth to it where, you know, you can really have fun with this. These down here, I love. This is what I think Nomad does best, are like shades like these, especially these kind of metallic greens they're great at. Next, Hank and Henry, another indie brand. This one is called Poison, and you're going to love this one. Ooh, oh my god. The depth of these are like the deepest, darkest, richest shades. So we have number 9, Anthrax is the white one, Toxic, Toxick. I love, whoops, hold on, this green right here, that's Toxic. This purple, again, phenomenal. I love these colors. I really like Polonium. I don't know, I like all of them. I love the theme of the Poisons. I love the shades. I love the cover. And another one that would be terrible if I didn't include this one. I hope it doesn't look too terrible because, oh, it looks bad. Kids, it looks bad. It's freaking bats! Butte Bean and Shroud did a palette called It's Freaking Bats. I think you can still get it. They did a restock on it recently. Mine is a mess, okay? Just saying, because I love this palette and I've used it a lot. So she's a little gougy. She's a little used up, but that's a good thing. She is loved. Look at these shades. These are so great. And Dairy, this one at the bottom, Dairy is just really, really a great color. Trappa is probably one of my favorites. I love Handbook. I love Trappa. I love Dairy. Dairy is the most amazing crease color. But they're all great. Lethal Cosmetics came out with this palette called Night Flower. Don't let the pinkishness fool you with this. These colors are deep. These go on very, very deep. Again, it's bright in here, but these shades are exceptional. This whole row at the bottom, I absolutely love. I did a look with the Night Flower palette, but I love, this is, again, could be an interesting contour color, but I know you're going to look at it and say it's not very gothy, but this metallic purple, I am going to swatch a couple of these because you're not going to believe me till I do it. So I am going to swatch a few of these, and the pigment payoff with these is freaking amazing as well. I'm going to do 4 of them, the 4 that I really like. Are you ready? Are you ready? Absolutely gorgeous. And see, when I'm like this way, you can see like the depth to them, but this kind of like, I love this shade. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, you look at it and it looks gray, then you're like, well, it looks purple, then you're like, it almost sometimes looks periwinkle grayish, but it's so muted that it's just crazy. And I love this, the darkest shade in here. And if you layer, you can, the thing I always say is, as you're watching me, watch me do this, lethal is buildable. So that was my first swatch. Now I'm just going over it and over it. I'm going to go over it a couple of times, and then you'll see how buildable it is. This is more of a topper, but I love the shimmer to it. Now look at them. Super, super buildable shades. I always forget, I always say don't throw the sleeve away because the shades, I said this when I reviewed it and did a look, the shades are on the back. So especially if you're one of those people like me who's videotaping, oh, you know what, my battery's gonna die. Let me change my battery. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We only have 7 more palettes to go. I need to change my battery. I will be right back. Woo, that was close. Blink, 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 your battery's dying, your battery's dying. Okay, so again, this is Night Flower Pressed Powder Palette. Next, where my purple lovers at? Purple lovers. When this came out, we literally went batty. This is the Menagerie Flight Club Artistry Pressed Pigment Palette. It's got the big fat fruit bat on it. Love this artwork. I have the sticker. I love the sticker of this. I have a few of them. I don't want to stick them on anything because I love it. And if you like the purples, this is your palette for the purples, for the real shimmery purples. This is a great shade right here, Nocturnal. I've got a bat attitude. So if you like purples, Menagerie Cosmetics Flight Club is your palette. I think this is probably my all-time favorite purple palette. I think I'm just going to swatch Flying Fox because it's such a strange color. Maybe Megabat, because Megabat's probably my favorite purple in here. There are those two right there. And let's just go. Look at the pigment payoff on that. That's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, Flying Fox is just this really, really deep magenta shade. Another Baby Bat Beauty. I forgot. I got this one first. This is the Dead of Winter palette by Baby Bat Beauty. And I love that Baby Bat Beauty is handmade by Baby Bat Beauty, Philadelphia, PA. Not that far from me. Dead of Winter palette. This is such a gorgeous palette, and the camera is not doing it justice, I will tell you right now. It is so much prettier in person. The Dead of Winter by Baby Bat Beauty. Gorgeous, gorgeous palette. Really love this one. Haven't really played with it nearly enough. I've used a few of the shades in here, and I really like it. Need to use it more. Got it, I think, beginning of this year, maybe. Oh my god, we're in the home stretch. 5 more. Another Alien Cosmetics, aka Unearthly. Do you remember that yet? Not Alien, Unearthly Cosmetics. This is the Not Normal palette. I cannot even tell you how much I love this palette. I just look at it all the time, and you're going to freak out because I haven't used it. I've used 2 shades in it, I should say. I've used 2 shades, but here it is. And I'm trying to shield it again from my box light a little bit because it's so much grungier than it's coming off on camera. So here are the shades. This bottom row, ooh, it is so much darker looking in person and deeper looking. It has so much going on. And Smoke is a great shadow, this one. It's a brown, but it's like a really cool, like dark black brown. It's right there. That is a really great shade when you don't want to do like jet black. And Sultry is just one of the best purples. It's very similar to this one in Night Flower, but it's deeper. So it's right there. There's that guy. I think you can maybe still get this one. We're almost done. Give Me Glow. This was a seasonal one. This was last fall. I don't know if you can still get this one, but this is the Bad Witch Club palette. Another indie brand. And this is such a cool freaking palette. Very colorful, but when you see it in person, it's got this, like, again, like this depth to it that the camera is not showing how pretty it really is. It's very frustrating. The shades are You Can't Fly With Us, Coven Confessions, Let's Hex Our Exes, Why the Resting Witch Face, Shh, The Craft Is On, Relax, It's Only Magic. I love that name. Let Me Spell It Out For You, Cheers Witches. Also love that name. Let's Play Light as a Feather. Love this shade and the name. No Mortals Allowed. Probably my favorite shade in here. It's this metallic, like magenta. I'm 100% That Witch, my other favorite shade. And Don't Make Me Get My Broom. I'm doing a look with this palette soon. I love this one. I'm going to keep this one out and like play with this one too. Oh my god. I have to show you No Mortals Allowed, and I'm 100% That Witch. Because these are my two. And you can tell I'm picking all the purples, but those two right there. And again, I mean, yeah, you're going, they're pink and purple, they're not very gothy. Well, it is a witch theme palette. This is more like the witch theme. I love the names. And, you know, I am a fan. I'm a colorful elder goth. I am a fan of doing black with like crazy pops of color. So I'll do like black and purple lips. I'll do, you know, I like to do different things. I cannot just wear black and gray all the time. I'm a makeup artist. I think it's boring. We're getting to the last ones. And I did save a couple of my favorites for last. One of them, the very, very last one, is something I don't think you can still get, but I wanted to share it. This one, I just did a look with this last week. This is Sweet Tragedy by Reza Lashes, Sweet Tragedy Volume 1. Reza, best lashes. Next to like Hell Bites and a couple of the other ones. I mean, but Reza has lashes that are my absolute favorite lashes. Let me know if you want me to do a gothy lashes video, because I have a lot of gothy lashes. It has the spider and the spider webs and the mirror on there. And I just did a look with this, so it is very gouged up. Very similar to some of the other ones. You have the black and the reds. Lots of reds in here and a lot of neutrals. But like, I love that right at the top, and I said this when I first opened this, I love that there's a black and a white right at the top. Darkness and Follow. This heart shade, again, I like my reds. I like my metallic reds. And this one is no exception. That one's really pretty. I can't complain about anything with this palette. It's great. I love it. I loved it. The only thing, well, okay, one thing. Castle, I didn't realize was more of a topper. Castle is kind of a topper, and you kind of have to get in there, but when you actually get it going, I would apply it with your finger. And I want to try to do a black base on my eyes and put this over it. Let me see if I can get close enough here. There it is. And now I'm going to turn my ring light on because I want you to see this. Oh my god. It's like your eyelid is made out of metal. Look at this. Can you believe that? But then when you put it on, see, it's still there and it's very shimmery, but you don't have a lot of pigment, like a lot of color to it. So that's this one right here. So what I want to do is I want to do a black eyeshadow base with the Chaotic Cosmetics black that I love. It's my favorite black base for everything. By the way, Chaotic Cosmetics, I am wearing Slime Time. That's what's on my lips, in case you're wondering. I have the black, I have the white, I have one that's called Moon, Full Moon or something. It's kind of an ivory. And he actually wrote to me and said, you know, you can use those all as eye bases. I'm like, oh. That was a game changer. I started using the Chaotic, these as eye bases, and I'm obsessed with them. They're better than any of the eye bases I've bought. So if you want a really good black eye base, the Chaotic Cosmetics one, I am going to do a look where I do a white eye base from Chaotic and a black, and then we do the same eyeshadows so that you can see the difference when you use a black base and a white base under it and how the colors pop differently. So I'm planning on doing that very soon because I've been dying to make that video. This brand, if you do not know Pariah House Cosmetics, y'all sleeping on one of the best brands. She actually will go on Instagram Live and press shadows and talk about making eyeshadows. Good for 24 months, cruelty free. And look at the cover. See the skull? This is called Lunatically Unfazed. This is the coolest palette. And this is a little bonus palette. I'm not necessarily including this, but it's Living Dead, Strange and Unusual, Utterly Alone, and Give Me the Deets. And I have used the heck out of this one, as you can tell. I've used this one a lot. I love Utterly Alone, this shade. And she hand presses all these, but Utterly Alone is one of the best shades ever, 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 ever. That's it right here. And it is like a super metallic-y charcoal gray, but it's got so much depth to it and the shine. Absolutely in love with this little 4-pan. But that's not why we're here. This was the Pariah House X Bloody Blush did the Strange and Unusual collection, and I got the bundle, and I'm so glad I did. I got that last year. But then I got the Lunatically Unfazed, and this one was a little more expensive. This is one of my more expensive indie palettes. But look at the packaging, first off. Let me turn my ring light off. Whoop. There we go. We kind of have a moon phase thing going on. I love the moon with the skull on it. Can you see the skull? Like, there it is. The skull on the moon. That would make such a great tattoo. The shades are New Moon, Royal Intuition, Antimatter, Unfazed, Ethereal Joy, Broken Fire. I love the name Broken Fire. That's this one right here. Broken Fire, Fertile Ground, Crimson Confidence, Psychic Circle, Tranquil Projections. And these are good for 24 months. And they're always vegan and cruelty free too. So, and I love the moon phases on here. Now here's the cool little bonus with this. There's a little tiny mirror right there, which is cute. See this right here? There's a little metal pan in the middle. Maybe not the gothiest of all goth shades, looking at it like this, but when you see it in person, again, the depth to these shades are just, it's just amazing. I'm going to do, I have actually played with this palette a little bit, but I haven't done a full look with it. I've just kind of like thrown a couple of the colors on here and there. We'll do these three. Running out of arm space. Look at the pigment. So, see, they don't have like a ridiculous amount of color where you're like, it's so colorful. No. It's very muted. And this is actually like a velvet feeling kind of finish. It's almost like, feels like velvet behind here. And then you have this little pan right here, which I love because you can mix the colors. You can use something like, here's one of my favorite things, always on my desk. It's called Chemical X, and this is by Makeup a Murder. I didn't put any of the Makeup a Murder palettes in here, but Makeup a Murder is a really cool brand that I love, and Chemical X is probably my favorite thing they make. You can take, say if I take one of my, I'm not going to do it right now, and where is she? I don't know where it is anyway. I have a little spatula, so you can mix a couple of colors, or say if I want to take like this one or this one, put it in here, use a little bit of this, mix it up, make it into a lip shade. Or change the consistency a little bit and maybe use it as a liner or whatever. So you can do different things with it. So you have this little pan in the middle that I kind of love if you want to do any kind of mixing or anything. I've never seen a palette with that. Maybe there are, but I have not seen it. So this is one of my favorite buys. And it was a little expensive, but it's worth it. I think it's one of my all-time favorite palettes. Last but not least, the most gothic of gothic, I think. Because this was, I had to share this and make this the last one. HipDot does a lot of collabs that are a little like, okay, like the game night one. We were all like, the Ouija board was a little too colorful for me, that's all I'm saying. But HipDot X Adams Family, the Spells and Hexes Pigment Palette, and the Morticia Adams Lipstick Coven, and then you get a pin. So I'm going to open it, make sure my pin's not falling out. Nope. Okay. Ready? Here it is, and I want you to see the detail on the lipstick containers. This is my happy color, and of course, they didn't just go, hey, let's do a Morticia Adams inspired thing and, you know, make whatever colors. They did, this is my happy color, and it's a black lipstick. Thank you, HipDot. You rock. And the detail on this. It's just really freaking cool. I love that you get the little pin that says black is such a happy color. And it's like the little Wednesday Addams shirt. I have not worn this. I need to put it on a hat or something. I have not touched this collection because you can't get this no more, I don't think. Then we have, this is called, was it Graves? Yeah, Graves. And this color is, oh, I want to wear these so badly. And the other thing that's cool is they have pressings on the lipstick. So you can't really see it on the black one. This one you can. So it's little scissors snipping a rose. And Graves is a total, like, gothy gray. Again, thank you, Hip Dot, for hitting it out of the park with a perfect collab and not doing Addams Family and doing it like cutesy. The one that comes to mind is everybody gets mad about anybody who does a collab that's Nightmare Before Christmas because they do all these crazy colors and it's like, can someone do Nightmare Before Christmas and have it be actually scary? But they all do these cutesy hot pinks and bright yellow and blue and oy, okay. So the last shade is Cleopatra, and this is one of the most gorgeous, gorgeous dark, super dark brick reds. Look at that. And I'm not swatching these, so I'm not doing it yet. I can't do it. I have to use them at some point, but, and again, it has like the rosebud on there with the scissors, snipping the rosebud at the bottom with the pressing, so the detail is phenomenal. If you really want this, I would look on Mercari or somewhere like that to see if you can find this. Now the palette is so cool because look how thick it is. A lot of people are like, I don't like a big thick palette. What am I going to do with it? Okay, you know, this is a collector-y kind of thing. Here's a great thing. It says Spells and Hexes Pigment Palette. Create a dreadfully beautiful Morticia's signature lifeless smoky eye with a ghostly glow look. The Spells and Hexes Pigment Palette includes 8 high payoff, soft and buttery shades and dark neutrals, grays, and a blood red. Here's the box. Take it out. I love that it's almost like a jewelry box. And finally, someone did a goth palette for Morticia. So there you go. Again, it's looking a little bright in my light, but just kudos to them for these 4 colors alone. And then you have Katamiya's, the brick reddish kind of color, Beloved, Seance and Ghoul, Ashes, Bones, Cauldron, and Moon. A gothy looking Addams Family palette that doesn't have nary a bit of blue in it. And there's, I don't want to say even pink. This is kind of like a grayish mauve. Beloved. Seance is the only one that I'm a little like, what now? With Seance right here. I don't know what's up with that camel brown color. That's the only one that I'm a little like, okay. I think they could have done something else there, but maybe a really deep purple or a black purple or something. But I mean, I don't hate it. You know, it's great. It's a beautiful palette. So have I used it yet? No. Am I going to use it? I really should eventually, but right now I love everything about this. I love the little eyeballs on here, the little details like the little eyeballs. I love that they actually stuck with the theme, and the lipsticks alone are just gorgeous, and I love the way this opens. I was happy to not be disappointed with an Addams Family release from Hip Dot, because some of their other releases, they're, like I said, they did, I will show you really quickly. I'll give you a bonus palette because I'll show you why I like that one so much. This was from the Hip Dot Game Night collection, and Hip Dot did a whole thing with these game night things, and people were like, game night? Really? They had like Monopoly, and then they have the Ouija palette. People were like, what now? I'm like, hey, yeah, that's game night at my house. Ouija board. Call on your ancestors and ask them how wicked you look. The Hip Dot Ouija palette features cool and warm tones of buttery matte satin, shimmers, and glitters. Okay, so the one thing I'll say is I love that they did this real nice wood tone. They actually got like a wood tone for the Ouija palette. But Hip Dot, what? What? Okay. Do we see what I don't like about the actual color story? I love these colors. If they would have done this as a 6-pan and had those, great. But what exactly is going on over here? The green isn't bad. These two, but this one and this one, I'm just like, these two, I'm like, why? I mean, I do like this palette. Goodbye, Medium, Paranormal, Lunar, Summon, Hello. This section, though, phenomenal. And then you go over here and you're like, what now? Cool, spooky, spooky. What now? Cool, spooky. What now? Why? Why? So that's my problem with this. And like the shade Planchette is like this dusty rose color. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I love the shade, the Answers, though, right in the middle. Answers is a really cool color. I think I'm going to have to use this palette before I can really talk badly about it. I'm going to have to try it. So maybe I'll keep this one out too. So this is our bonus. So that was 33 palettes in my Goth palette collection. I was going to do 66. Let me know if you want me to do this again. I am going to do my Goth lipsticks collection and the ones I recommend. I hope you like this. I'm not editing all this. You're just going to have to watch it in little tiny snippets. And if you do like this, if you like unboxings, if you like all kinds of crazy makeup, if you want to make America Goth again, and maybe Sweden too, you know who I'm talking to. You can comment below and you can subscribe and you can like and you can hit the notification bell so you know when I'm doing another video. You know what sucks? Now I gotta put all these palettes away. That was it, guys. 33 goth inspired or gothic or goth leaning palettes. I hope you like this. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now. Follow me on Instagram at Iconic Bun. Who's the cutest? I think you are. Oh my god. I thought I was done. I forgot I said I was going to show you my Baby Bat Beauty palette. This is my palette. Not my palette, but I bought this from Baby Bat Beauty. This is a magnetic palette that you can put your singles in. And this is one of my singles collections. I have many, but this is all of my favorites. So here we are, my giant singles palette. Lots and lots of blues and purples and smoky shades. Over here, don't ask me what all is in here. I have a list. All indie brands in here. There's Black Moxie, there's Glamourous, Terra Moons, there's Shroud, lots of them. I forget what else is in here. Oh, the bottom, there are a lot of Copacetic in here, and the Black Moxies are great. This one is like my favorite. What? I forgot which one this is. Hold on, I'm going to pull it out. I gotta see. Abracadabra by Copacetic. Probably my all-time favorite black. And this is what I'm going to leave you with, is seeing my favorite black eyeshadow, probably of all time. It's called Abracadabra, and it's a black green with a whole bunch of green and purple glitter in it. Doesn't work as well on my hand, but I love that shade. Abracadabra by Copacetic. I don't know if you can still get it, but you really need to build it up. Okay, now you can see it a little better. So that's it right there. I freaking love this. You got to be careful with this because these are little tiny glitter specks. So if you wear contacts and stuff, use a lot of primer, a sticky primer, make it stay. So I love this palette though. If you want a really cool, like something to display, I love this. The artwork, it says designed by Alexandra Fish, F-I-S-C-H-E. And there's like cool little crystals and moths and everything on the back. And giant mirror. I love all the details in this, but this is a great palette and you can really fit a ton in here. You could fit a lot, but the artwork on the front is what really got me. It's just absolutely stunning artwork on the front. So babybatbeauty.com for this and all the shades inside I've collected over the past couple of years. If you ever want me to talk about this one, let me know. That's going to be another 2-hour video. Okay, now you can go. Go, it's over. It's over. Go home. Go.